Hello everyone, Clifford Bennett, Chief Economist, ACY Securities, speaking quickly because there's been a bit of a shock to the market as the RBA raised interest rates by 25 points to 3.85%. We're all going to be very busy trading this, so I'll be quick and to the point. This is a surprise to many a pundit, even myself. And remember, I was the most hawkish forecaster in Australia from 18 months ago. It now looks like my original forecast of an end rate of 4.5 to 5.5% is very much on target. I had paused that or just put it on the side burner a little bit, given that the RBA didn't raise rates at its last meeting. Now, at the last meeting was just as the Independent Review Board was finalising their conclusions about the RBA's performance. So nothing really has changed from the last meeting, but now they want to hike, and at the last meeting they didn't. I'm wondering if it had more to do with the independent review than it had to do with inflation expectations, because inflation expectations haven't changed. They're still extremely strong, and they're going to be way above target for the next 1 to 2 years. That's why there's not going to be any interest rates cuts in Australia, in the same way as probably aren't going to be in the US as well. But that the RBA paused made me think that there was perhaps a chance here that they had recognised they were making their second great blunder in just a couple of years. Remember, in advance of both blunders, I forecast they would make two big mistakes. One was to think that inflation wasn't going to hit Australia. The governor came out and said, inflation won't hit our shores. Of course it did. So we were right, they were wrong. I also forecast that would be their big mistake. They would leave interest rates near zero for too long when they should have been raising interest rates cautiously all along. And they would have finished 6 months ago and there wouldn't be the runaway inflation that we have in Australia. So I really do think the second great blunder that I did forecast is continuing to happen. And that is that they would apply old economic thinking to a purely demand-driven inflation experience of raising interest rates aggressively. Too late, too aggressive. I thought they'd woken up to their mistake, but they clearly haven't. And they're going to continue to raise interest rates. And why I'm so excited, not excited, but why I'm so animated and passionate about this is that this Reserve Bank has already caused so much harm to working Australian families. The economic and social harm already done is significant, and now they seem intent on creating even further economic harm regardless. I mean, they don't expect runaway growth, they expect very modest growth, and yet they're raising rates. They see consumer behavior slowing and they're raising rates. The consumer and businesses are dealing with already skyrocketing prices. That's the inflation. They don't need the further additional weight of the RBA stupidly raising rates again. It really looks like they never learnt anything. They've just remained a blundering organisation. Think Peter Principle over the last 1 to 2 decades. And now they're going to just continue to drive Australia into recession. So two big forecasts here. First, Australia is going into recession in the second half of this year. Second, the end rate for interest rate hikes is probably nearer 4.5% to 5.5%, unfortunately, because we still have an inept central bank governor and board and process. That's what the independent review found. We need those changes as quickly as possible. Let's get that independent expert panel in there to decide monetary policy, because the RBA organisation just can't do the job. That's that from me. Impact on markets could be ongoing because this is a very big surprise. So don't necessarily think the immediate reaction of the Australian dollar and the equity markets will be unwound. They may be built further upon. All the best. As I said, I'd try and get this to you quickly. Have a great afternoon. Have a great week still. Australia's economy is in serious trouble due to you couldn't even call it stewardship of any kind by the RBA on monetary policy. Thank you.